This is the number one question that I get all the time. How do you talk to girls? I even have a whole podcast. Literally, the title is How to Talk to Girls. Because as a guy, when you're thinking of meeting a woman, attracting a woman, what are you thinking of? Well, you're thinking of, naturally, the conversation, right? The conversation at hand. What do you say to her? So what I'll be talking about in this video is giving you some really hard-hitting tips in terms of talking to girls. So this is the cool thing, is that when you learn this stuff, okay, you're gonna have more fun in the conversations that you're having. You're gonna get her more invested in you because you're gonna learn how to have longer conversations. And you're also gonna be more charismatic throughout the process, because a lot of guys don't have a lot of charisma. They're very nervous when talking to girls. So this is gonna handle that as well. What's cool is once you learn how to talk to girls properly, this is actually going to help you in all these other areas of your life. It's going to help with networking. It's going to help when you're talking to anybody, because you're going to be making the conversation more interesting, especially for you. And if you don't learn how to do this properly, you have a higher chance of getting in the friend zone, which is probably what you're experiencing right now. You might be talking to girls and you're thinking, well, I'm talking to them, but nothing is happening. I'm not getting past the point of friendship and into that more lover zone, right? So this is a big problem. And also, once you learn how to do this, because you're gonna get women interested in you, it's gonna cut away that loneliness. So really, I highly recommend that you put these tips into practice. So what I'm gonna be drawing from is my TED formula, the one that I talk about in my Hooked program. The TED formula is applicable in all different situations, but especially in the situation when you're talking to girls. So the TED formula is tension, entertainment, and dominance. And if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you've probably heard me talk about this. Well, this is the stuff that works. So again, we're talking about tension, which is building tension between you and the girl, which is what guys rarely do. That's why they get in the friend zone. And then it's about entertainment, which is about prioritizing your entertainment, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do that today. And we're talking about, again, prioritizing your entertainment when you're talking to a girl. And then dominance, which is one that guys mess up all the time. Dominance is this idea of leading, right? So you're going over and talking to a girl, or you're talking to her online, or talking to her in class, or talking to her wherever, and you're not leading the conversation. Now, I don't necessarily even mean leading like you're the one who's starting it and you're the one who is progressing it. Well, I do mean that, but what I mean is the conversation is not just a conversation to have a conversation. The conversation is leading somewhere, meaning leading to getting her number, asking her out on a date, and leading it towards you guys meeting up, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna be drawing from these concepts of tension, entertainment, and dominance. And also, I have a great tip for you today too. We'll be talking about how to continue conversation. So you're gonna have to learn how to be able to provide entertainment for yourself, lead with dominance, create tension, and then also continue the conversation throughout this whole process. Now again, most guys are not doing this stuff, and that's because it's counterintuitive. So let's go through each one. Okay, remember, we're talking about two things here. The TED formula, so you're gonna be bouncing back and forth between tension, entertainment, and dominance. And then on the other hand, continuing the conversation so it continues, right? Because a lot of conversations stale out and die. So when we're talking about creating tension in a conversation when you're talking to girls, what we're talking about is you being a challenge. Most guys don't know how to do that. Most guys are not being a challenge, meaning you should not be so easy. You should be hard to get when you're talking to her. And a great way to do this is through what's called qualifying statements. Qualifying statements are exactly what you think they are. Qualifying statements is you're qualifying to see if she is someone that deserves to hang out with you again and someone that's going to be a good match for you. And what's cool is you're kind of killing two birds with one stone here. You're seeing if she is a good match for you, which is what you want to do anyways. Okay? And then also, by doing this process, you're actually attracting her because you're not just appeasing to everything she's saying, you're being more of a challenge. So anything she says, you can kind of tease her and challenge her to what she's saying, right? So she asks if you ask where she's from and she's like, oh, I'm from, wherever, you can say, no, you're not. You're not from there. I would never, 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 ever date someone who's from whatever city. Now that's not one where you're qualifying, you're more teasing here, but you might ask a more of a qualifying statement personal to you. Let's say you're really interested in rock climbing, like this is a really big deal to you, and you're looking for a girl that you can do that with. So you can look at her and say, Are you into rock climbing? Because if you're not, this is a complete deal breaker. Or you're not into rock climbing, are you? Right? It's like you're asking her and you're trying to see if this is someone that you can actually like. Qualifying statements. And I gave you a few examples, but you can use really whatever you want and using this in conversation. So this is stuff that you can talk about when you're talking to a girl, especially for the first time. Let's talk about entertainment, one that guys get wrong all the time. And we're talking about self-amusement or prioritizing your own entertainment. One that I really love talking about because it sometimes blows guys' minds. They're like, I never realized that when I go into a conversation and I'm talking to a girl, I shouldn't be just always trying to make her have fun. Really, it's about you having a good time. Okay, I want you to have a good time. I want you to be enjoying what's going on in the conversation, talking about the things that you want to be talking about, making the jokes that are funny to you. What are some of those things? What are some of those things? Think about that so you can apply that to a conversation with any girl. What makes you have fun? And this next one is easy, but guys, they get it wrong. So I'm gonna make sure that you get it right. So again, we're talking about TED formula. Now we're on D, dominance. Dominance in this case is simply closing, getting her number, making sure the conversation is leading towards you saying, hey, let's hang out sometime. Let's go on a date sometime. Let's you and I do something together. And I want to make sure that you're doing it under the context of a date. It has to be a date. Otherwise, it's just two friends hanging out. Next, continuing conversation. So what I have here for you is a free video called Chick Crack. There's a link down in the description below. Get that. That's 4 topics of conversation that women love, okay? And this is gonna help you continue conversation. So you can get that right now or after this video, and it's gonna give you actual topics so that if things start to die down in conversation, you can use these. One that's really awesome, you can talk about male and female dynamics, okay? So what does this mean? That means that you're commenting on the female nature and you're commenting on male nature. So you can say, so do you think that it's, like really slutty if a girl has ever slept with like 50 guys? Like, do you think like that's really bad? Or what do you think about the double standard of it's cool when a guy sleeps with a lot of girls, but for a girl, it's not so cool, right? So anything regarding male and female dynamics regarding dating, okay? Regarding dating and sex and relationships. So you can talk about maybe a previous experience you had. You can say like, yeah, I've talked to a lot of guys before and they said that they've been cheated on by girls. Like, who do you think cheats more, like men or women? And that's actually a question that I've heard before that gets things going. It's one from the game from a long time ago. Or I think it's who lies more, men or women? But either way, same idea here. So that's a great way to continue conversation. There's 3 more awesome topics that you can use in Chick Crack. Check it out, it's free down below. So what can you do with this right now? Well, here's what I want you to do. Here's your homework to make everything you learned in this video actually work for you, okay? So it's not just a bunch of random theory or random just pieces of entertainment that you're watching, okay? So first, obviously, get Chick Crack. That's one thing you can do to learn how to continue conversation. Another thing is come up with one qualifying statement. What's one thing that you're looking for in a girl that you can actually ask her in conversation, okay? I want you to think about that. Next, this is for entertainment, because this one's a little bit harder. I want you to actually make a list of the things that you and your friends talk about and think about past conversations you've had with your friends that have been fun and interesting. What about that conversation with your friend has been fun and interesting? Why did you like it? And then you can take those concepts and then you can start using that in the interactions that you have with women so you're having fun. So use that stuff. Let me know how it goes. Write down in the comments below how it's going. Don't forget to get Chick Crack so you can learn that. And this is the way to talk to girls. So use all this stuff and you're gonna see that you're gonna be out of the friend zone and into the date zone in no time.